New Year's Eve, the headline said DUI hit and run, which is wildly misleading because he hit a sign. Doesn't hit and run imply you hit another car or a person and then split? I've never heard of a sign. Of the 6 cars that you totaled on various inanimate objects, were any of them ever referred to as hit and run?
No, I never got caught.
Would you have referred to them as hit and run?
Run and runs, yeah.
Would you have taken it personally had they described that as a hit and run?
They were more like hit and drive away on a busted tire. I wasn't really running. It was like
hit and scraping a rim all the way home.
Yes.
A fallen bumper. David Koechner, who a lot of people know as Champ Kind from the Anchorman movies, but he's in The Office.
Did he?
He's great in everything. He was on SNL for a couple of seasons back in the day. Hit and run. Friday afternoon, midday, afternoon, whatever. This isn't like after midnight or whatever. This was daytime New Year's Eve. And he got a DUI and hit he failed the sobriety test. They gave him the field sobriety test. Somebody had called, reported an erratic driver. And not an erotic driver. That's a much better thing to be called. If somebody calls and says, there's an erotic driver out there, you want to make sure that you look into that. Anyway, they booked him, towed his vehicle, whatever, but they described it as a hit and run. So obviously, that gets me. That was the clickbait. They got me. I go, oh my God, is everybody okay? And they're like, oh, he crashed his car into a sign.
I would like to think that he went into Champ Kind mode and he hit the sign. He's just like, and whammy.
Yeah.
He's probably more Packer, though.
Yeah.
He does look strange these days a little bit.
He's always looked strange.
Well,
a weird looking dude. Isn't he?
I don't know.
Am I alone in that?
Well,
he's just like a regular looking dude.
He's a regular looking guy.
His lip does that thing.
But he's bald and he's got hair on the sides, which is fine. He looks like Bill's right, a regular dude. Except for whatever reason, he's like dyeing his eyebrows and hair brown. and it can't be easy for anyone getting older in Hollywood. But anyway, he's 59. He really broke out in Anchorman, but he had been on SNL before that. In Talladega Nights, and people have seen him in 100 things. Yeah. But he did file for divorce last year after being married for 22 years. So maybe he's, I don't know. Maybe he's sowing his oats or something.
Yeah, just out drinking and having fun.
Yeah, in the middle of the day.
Middle of the day.
Yeah.
I just don't get the driving.
No.
You're David Koechner, you can afford an Uber or
It's not about affording it. It's about I'm fine. When you're drunk, and that's something I feel like that's a trait. You either like to drunk drive or you don't. And when you are one of the people who like to drunk drive, it's because you think, I got this. I'm not that drunk. I'll be fine. I've driven home way worse than this so many times before. There's no logic in it.
If you follow him, you've seen him promoting this movie he's in that's on demand. It's called National Champions with J.K. Simmons and Timothy Oliphant. Another Office alum. I always forget that he was on The Office. Timothy Oliphant.
Timothy
He's like a young. I don't know what the name of his character was.
He was like season 8 or 9. I think
towards the end. It was like the Spader years, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's the salesman that Pam didn't go out with. He's only on like 2 episodes.
They went out 3 times.
Okay.
They went out 3 times and he never called her back because he was a little bit dorky.
Is that what it is? He's in Justified and Deadwood and Santa Clarita Diet.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Drew Barrymore vampire one.
Yeah. He's Zombie.
No, they're all the same.
Don't tell that to Army of the Dead, which I have yet to finish. There's a couple
I've yet to start.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just don't care about that one.
There's a movie I've been trying. There's a movie called The Green Knight. Does anybody watch The Green Knight with Dev Patel? Oh, God. You got to rent this movie still. It's not available like just to stream. You got to rent it. I have rented it 3 or 4 times trying to finish this movie. I should have done it over the break because I absolutely won't have time to do it now. But, when you rent these movies...
I think you can just write that one off as not going to watch it.
Yeah, if you
I really want to watch it because I heard it's amazing.
Times.
Well, because these movies, you rent them on Amazon or whatever, and you have, from the minute you start it, like, okay.
Then you get 24 hours
48 hours. We all know how this works, right? You rent a movie, you have 30 days to watch it, but as soon as you start it, you have 48 hours.
Right.
I don't get around to it. So I'll rent this movie. I don't watch it. I watch like 20 minutes and I go to sleep or something. That's what I'm saying. But
Just wait till it's on something. It'll be on a streaming service in the next week or two, probably. So defeated.
No, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to maximize my time, and and again, over the break,
you didn't do anything.
But it was a lot of TV and movie watching, but it was all like stuff my kid can watch.
Yeah.
So we watched Rumble, and we watched Ron's Gone Wrong, and we watched Scrooged, and whatever.
I watched Scrooge for the first time over the break. My boyfriend was like super into it, and he was like, "You can't believe you've never seen Scrooge. It's amazing. It's so good."
I bet you didn't like it.
I was indifferent about it. I was like, it's just the Christmas Carol. Like Bill Murray didn't blow my socks off. It was a funny version of the Christmas Carol.
I really like Scrooged a lot, just because I was a teenager when it was out.
Yeah.
And I like Bill Murray, and I like everybody in it. But if you do watch it, you're like, might not hold up as well as I remember.
Not as well as other things.
Hold up, but it was just one of those things where it was like,
It's just good.
it's just
okay.
fine.
It's okay.
It was a fine movie.
Yeah.
I like it. I did rewatch Christmas Vacation with Members Only Dave. Like, we just watched it and like tweeted about it
That
back
does
and
not
forth.
hold up.
That does not hold up at all. And it's like worse than I remember.
It's terrible.
It is so bad. There's
Yeah.
like 4 funny things in that entire movie. And they're all
more
side
of a
characters.
nostalgia thing.
It is a nostalgia thing for people.
And a hot Julia Louis-Dreyfus,
Yeah.
who is not in it. I'll tell you what we did watch for the very first time. Gwen had seen it, but I had never seen it, and our daughter had never seen it. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
You had never seen that?
The show that launched 1,000 Hot Topic stores.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It was fine.
For like a kid's movie?
It was okay.
It's
Yeah.
short. It's like
It is
70
short,
minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's a good one.
It's okay. Yeah.
Dude,
I see how every single goth kid in the early aughts glommed onto this thing for grim death.
Yeah.
But
Skeleton.
it was fine. It was okay.
My
I remember seeing that in the theater. My mom dropped us off, and then we did the classic.
sneak into a second movie.
No, you
Oh.
make a collect call to tell her to come and pick you up.
Mom, come
you
get
go-
us.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And she got there, and she's like, "It's over already." I'm like, "It's not a long movie."
Yeah. So my boyfriend picked Scrooged, and then after that I picked It's a Wonderful Life, obviously my favorite movie, and we're watching it.
Now, there's one that doesn't hold up.
Now, hold on.
Is-
He had never seen it before. He's never seen the movie, and we're watching it, and it's like if you've seen It's a Wonderful Life, it's pretty good for a while, where George Bailey has a pretty good life, and then so at that point in the movie, my boyfriend's like, I thought this guy was gonna kill himself. He's like, he's marrying a hot chick. Like, what's wrong here, And I was like, hold on,
It's called It's a Wonderful Life.
I was like, we'll get
And
to
if
the
you've
depressing
never been with a
stuff.
hot chick that doesn't want to make you want to kill yourself, then you haven't been with a hot chick.
So yeah, he was like, okay, when does he get depressed? And then it's an hour and a half of really depressing, horrible things happening to him. And then my boyfriend's like, why is this movie so sad? I was like, you were just begging for the depressing stuff 30 minutes ago. They're showing you what is leading up to him wanting to kill himself. And then friggin' Bill, he had the same outlook that you had on the movie, that after it was
It's
over.
all about money.
After it was over, he
It's
goes,
all about money.
He goes, that was 1, the most depressing thing I've ever seen in my life. And 2, this movie taught us that money fixes everything. And I was like, no, that's not the point of the movie.
That's why it's
Literally
a
the point of the
wonderful
movie.
life.
Money fixes everything. It's a wonderful
It's
life if you
not.
have money.
No, it's not. It's that George Bailey had sacrificed himself for so long for his community that when he finally needed something, the entire community came together to give it to him.
And that
But isn't
thing-
It's a Wonderful Life also Christmas Carol-ish too?
No.
It's not? Doesn't he have like the...
He has one guardian angel, and he wishes
who
he'd
shows
never
him
been
what-
born.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
right.
And so he shows him what would
have been.
Well, basically, he shows him all the lives that he's touched. Where he's like, "Hey, man, you're not useless. Look at all these people you've helped."
But what was the community came together and gave him what?
Money.
I'm sick of you. That's not the point of the movie. But as soon as he said that, I was like, I hate you, Bill.
No, but as I recall, because I've seen that movie probably 1.5 times, money was literally the solution to his problem. It's not the solution to every problem in the movie, but money
No.
was what he needed, and it was the most tangible thing for the community to help him with.
Yes, because his uncle lost $8,000,
Right.
which in 1940 was like it was like $280,000 that he had misplaced. So the community came together to do that for him, but it was just
Mr. Potter.
yeah, Mr. Potter. I can't begin to spend all the money.
Little Gaffigan bit.
God, I love that movie.
I watched Gaffigan's new special. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, very funny.
Very funny. But yeah, money. That's what that movie's about.
He took away the same thing you did, and I was like, whatever. And so when he moved into his house, his last name is Bailey. My boyfriend's name is Brian Bailey. And so I wanted to get him a key holder that said, "Welcome home, Mr. Bailey." But then at the time, I didn't know that he had never seen that movie. And I had a small moment of growth when I was like, oh, that would have been a gift for me, not for you. Because that's like when they get married, she takes him back to their dilapidated house, and she's like, "Welcome home, Mr. Bailey." And they make it into a loving space or whatever.
Also, he never got her the moon.
You want the moon, Mary? I'll tie a lasso around it.
Yeah.
No, he did never get at the moon, but
He's a liar.
You know, Mr. Potter in that film is Drew Barrymore's grandfather.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Lionel Barrymore played Mr. Potter. It's a
an
very
old,
famous Hollywood
cranky
family.
old man.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I haven't seen that movie. I saw it one time, I think in film class or something, because Frank Capra, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then I think I watched it maybe a half a time recreationally.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get it.
I don't think he'll ever watch it again. I think once was enough for him, which is fine. It's a very long, very old movie. I get that. And then we were scrolling through on TV, and there was a color version. And he's like,
Colored version?
Yeah.
It's got Jamie Foxx in it.
Oh, no. Oh, Norman Lear
A version where
is doing
it was
amazing things.
in color.
Colorized.
Colorized. And he was very upset. He's like, "You holding out on me? There was a better version of this." I was like, "You didn't like it anyway." I don't think.
Yeah, how would it being in color
shirt
improve the movie?
would have changed
Yeah, the movie sucked until I saw it in color.
Right.
Panavision. Drunk Sue called over the break. Yeah, she was clearly drunk.
Hi, Alan. I just wanted to let, I have a question. This drunk Sue, of course. Have you ever taken a so powerful that when you were sitting on the toilet and you got your elbows on your knees, have you ever held your eyeballs, put your hands in front of your eyeballs because you're afraid they're going to bust out of your head? I'm just curious. Because I really thought that. Yeah. I just wondered, does it happen to you guys? Yeah.
So she's done, but she doesn't hang up for another 20 seconds, by the way, because you can just hear whatever's going on in the background. Just hasn't hung up yet.
On the toilet right now.
Yeah, with her knees on her elbows, and so there you go. Quick answer to your question, Sue, from me is no.
No.
So you have to hold your eyes.
But I do like that she thought of us in that moment. She thought, who could I ask such a pertinent and pressing question? And she called the after hours line.
I think if I ever do become a homeowner, I probably will have a TV in my bathroom. I mean,
because you're in there so much.
I could watch it while I'm pooping. I could watch it while I'm sitting in, well, I guess not in the shower, and I don't really take baths.
Well, we have a random television now that I need to figure out what to do with.
Mounted in the bathroom.
How
no.
big is it?
Oh, it's not huge, but it's big enough. It's when we got our, we had it in the guest room because that's basically where we were working out. And then we got our Peloton, and we don't need that anymore. So we're like, let's put this television somewhere. But I literally don't know where to put it. I'm not going to molest one of the walls in my house with a television because it's entirely unnecessary. But I don't know. The bathroom is absolutely out of the question.
Is it too big, or you just don't want a bathroom in there? Or you just don't want a television in
No,
there?
I don't want a television in the bathroom. No.
I actually thought
we all have. You might notice we all have
Jesus.
televisions on our phones right now.
Yeah.
So it seems really, really silly to do that.
Cody, I thought of you, and I almost texted you over the weekend. My sister, her furnace broke, right? So she's been staying at my apartment for the last 4 or 5 days because her house is very cold, right? So I didn't notice.
Her and her kids, the whole bit?
Well, the kids are with their other, their dad and their mom's family. So they're all blended families.
Yes.
So there's another set of parents they can go stay with. So it's just her and her husband and the baby. So her and her husband and the baby have been staying at my apartment.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. All three of them are at your place.
Yes, but
Yeah.
there's a 7-person family, and the kids are all at the other parent's
Yeah,
house. But
okay.
anyway, so I haven't been in my apartment in 4 or 5 days. And I also realized that I hadn't pooped in that time. And I was like, oh my God, I'm turning into Cody. Where it's my body is just you can only poop at home in your toilet. And then as soon as I got home this morning, boom, there it was. And I was like, man, I better not develop some weird thing Cody has.
But that's not the thing. I can poop in places that's not my home. It just has to be private. I have to be behind a closed door like by myself in a room. I can't be in a stall. I don't do stalls.
Wait. So there's days where you weren't staying at your place. You're staying at your boyfriend's place. And you can't poop there?
Not that I can't. I didn't even notice that I wasn't. Do you remember at the show last night, at Sunday, at Hilarities, I was like, man, I haven't pooped in a couple days. And then when I got on stage, I was like, oh, man, I got to go.
It's
like
moving.
that adrenaline hit me. But yeah, I didn't even realize.
But then you still didn't poop until today.
I went and I had a little couple nuggets at the show.
I took
last
one,
night.
I swear, because I weighed myself one morning, took a dump, and then because it was so massive, I was like, I got to see what I just did. I swear it was 8 pounds.
No, it was
like because there
not.
was so much water weight.
Did you name it?
No.
8 pounds, 6 ounces.
Yeah, it was like ridiculous.
Jeez.
But because I think there was also a lot of water that came out with it, and
Was
whatever.
it diarrhea?
No, it was like.
Then what water would it be?
But like it was, they were water logs. If that.
How big
like,
around were they?
They were
diameter.
Like, they were they weren't really like it was like balls of.
You poop meatballs?
Yeah, it's kind of meatball-y. But then like a lot of water came out with it. So what? But I wouldn't say it's full diarrhea. But it was just it was a lot, and I was just and then I went and I was like, well, that's a much different weight than I had a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So.
I thought your thing, Cody, was that you could only poop at home.
No, I can't poop in a stall. Like I can poop at work. Like
go
my
ahead.
morning job.
Well, let me ask you this: can you poop in a urinal?
No,
Oh, you
know?
can. Anyone can.
Have you tried
Seems
it?
unlikely that.
I have not tried it.
Would
Then
you
you
like to
don't
try
know.
it before we move out of this building?
Yeah, of all the places to do it, I'd say here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys lock the bathroom door, then I can totally
There is a
drop
lock
one.
on it now.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, no, my morning job.
But other people have keys to it as well, so it won't stay
guard.
He
locked.
takes all the keys.
Yeah.
We have a gym bathroom, so you like use your fingerprint to get into the gym. So I know it's only like people like from our company. So I use my fingerprint to get in, and I'm like, please don't let there be anybody in there like bodybuilding, you know, working out,
Bodybuilding.
whatever. I'm just saying.
At the work gym.
Wait, do you have a gym at your morning job and you don't use it?
No, I don't have time to.
Well, you would get up earlier and go to work and work out.
Or
Well,
go
I just
work
don't.
out after you were here.
Yeah, I
you
just
could go
don't.
back, right?
Yeah, I could. I just don't.
Huh. Because I wish the gym here had never reopened.
No.
Yeah, there's people in there. Sometimes I'm like, don't let there be in there because they're just gonna be. They don't hear anything because they have their headphones in, and they're just in there, you know, working out. And I'm just dropping one. It's like, you know, it's like Baghdad in there. And then when they
Well,
leave,
then what are you worried about if they're not going to hear it anyway?
But because I have to open up that door, and they
stank.
have to go back in there and change and shower, and it's a private bathroom. So yeah, they're like, oh, Cody was in here.
Huh. Alan, devotion to accuracy, that whole painting skin killing you is fiction. Okay, well, that's good to know. I thought that I had heard that was a thing, but
think
that is not a thing.
Mythbusters tried to do that.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Boy, it really.
tried to kill
Paint themselves
someone?
to death.
Like, let's paint
For
somebody to
art.
kill him. Like, it was one of the members of the show did it, yeah.
I really should have watched Mythbusters because there are so many things along the way that people tell me, nope, Mythbusters busted that myth.
If you have Discovery Plus, I think they have them all on there.
Yeah, they must.
That's a
Is that
show
like
that
30 years old?
that show you could watch with Nora. It's like I think it started in like the
Early
early
aughts.
2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
2004 or
I
something.
feel like I remember watching it in science class.
Yeah. It's a fun show. And that's a show that you could watch with Nora and then, you know, everyone likes it, Alan.
Yeah, we were watching a lot of, if you know who Natalie Sidesurf is, she has a YouTube channel where she makes like photorealistic cakes. Fascinating to watch this woman make these cakes. She's from Ohio, actually. I think she's from Brunswick, but she has a
Oh,
studio.
she was like the person who made that movement, like, is it a cake last year,
Maybe.
right? I think she was the catalyst behind that.
Okay. But she's got a studio now in Austin, and she makes these amazing cakes, and they're so fun to
Like
watch.
a teapot
Yeah.
and like crazy stuff.
But like
yeah.
a Nike shoe, and like,
Yeah.
you know, because a lot of them are sponsored, so it's you know.
yeah.
But anyway, so we were watching a lot of that. We were watching a lot of veterinarian shows. We were watching.
I was watching
Whatever.
people make teapots on TikTok. Just so many stupid things that on that
Fancy
app.
teapots.
Yeah, they're just making clay teapots, and it's got nice calming music, and you just watch it and meditate.
I wrestled in college with a clay teapot, and this kid, boy, freshman year, he was nothing. Like me, nothing. But boy, he was easily most improved.
Is his name Clay Teapot or Clay T. Period Pot?
Clay teapot. P-O-T-T.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you pinned him, was like,
No, I didn't wrestle him. Oh. No, but we were both kind of our improvement trajectories were very similar. Of course, he's now dead.
Yeah,
but he was
How'd
what?
he die?
Huh?
Fire.
He was he wrestled the wrong guy, and he ended up pinned under a pallet loader. Ooh. And so, it's no way to go.
That's a weird guy.
No way to go. But I've got to take a break. If you want to get a text for anything, 35192 to do that. AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch for anything, and we'll be back.